Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm just sitting here thinking about Madam Web, as I'm sure most of America is doing right now, because boy, howdy, is this quite a movie, quite the film. And I was sitting here thinking about it. I haven't watched too many videos about Madam Web yet, but I will. I'm sure there's gonna be a ton of them for the next like week or so, because it's one of those movies. Um, but I was thinking about it, and I was like, all right, so the movie is atrocious, straight up. It's awful. I didn't even do like a real review for it. I did one where I was in bed, and I did like a short video thing. And besides that, this is like the only time I'm like seriously talking about Madam Web. Um, it is truly atrocious. It's like baffling. It's actually kind of impressive how bad it is. Like in almost every aspect, the writing is abysmal from the writers of Morbius. Of course, we already know that, but they also did Gods of Egypt and like Dracula Untold. They've done a lot of terrible movies. I actually kind of enjoy Dracula Untold personally, but I know it's not well written. Like I mainly like it because I really like Luke Evans. And I like the Dracula, and that's it's like 85 minutes long. It's short too, so it's like it's one of those I like Dracula as a idea and stuff. And and then some of the action was cool. Kind of reminded me of Castlevania. That's mainly why Lords of Shadow. I enjoyed stuff about that, but all the other ones. So the writing is awful. The acting for the most part is terrible. The plot is awful. The editing is terrible. Like you can pretty much list every single thing that's bad, and like I don't think anybody would disagree. One thing that actually surprised me, I didn't even think about this. We get a lot of superhero movies where the budgets are huge, but the special effects look like ass, like terrible, awful effects. And I don't think anybody's gonna agree with me here. I didn't think the special effects were that bad in Madame Web. Does anybody else agree that has seen it? Like I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't think it was that bad, like special effects wise. I'm like going through scenes in my head. Like there's a lot of moments where the special effects kind of show up out of nowhere, like because they do that whole web verse thing. And there's times where it doesn't look, it definitely doesn't look good. But overall, I would say it looks like okay for the $80 million budget. There's not a lot of special effects. I guess that's probably also a good thing to bring up, is that there's not too much, because the movie itself is pretty much a lie. They made it sound like it was like an action movie with the trailer, and especially with the suits, you think, oh, the Spider-Women are gonna be in the movie. They're in it in the suits for as long as they were in the trailer, which is fucking bullshit. But I was surprised because a lot of these movies, even Morbius, like didn't look great. It wasn't terrible, but like it didn't look bad though. Venom, those movies look okay. I'm surprised because the Marvels look not great. And that cost over $200 million. And what was the Ant-Man looked? I thought terrible. Like I didn't even understand how people could say that movie looked great. Like it may have looked okay if it was like if the green screen effects were better, and like if they cut down on some of the really really dark, like there was a lot of like not dark as in tone, dark as in like it was actually dark. Like a lot of like the color palette was gross to me. I don't know. It was more like a art style wise, I guess, or art design wise, more so than anything else in that. But yeah, I don't know. Is this weird to make a video? I was just like blown away thinking about it. I'm like, of all the things, it didn't look that bad. Like there isn't decent cinematography. Everything else sucked about it, but like the special effects were not one of them. I don't think, at least. Maybe I'm remembering things wrong, but like I'm thinking like The Flash, like how bad the special effects were in The Flash. That movie cost like $250 million or some shit, maybe 200 million. It had so many reshoots and stuff. And then they delay it a couple times, saying that it's because we want to work on the special effects, even though we all know that's probably not the case. It was probably reshoots and shit. But yeah, I don't know. This is a weird video. Did anybody else think the special effects in Madam Web were bad? Like I don't know. Like I didn't think it was great or anything, but there was a couple times where I'm like, okay, like the final action scene. I don't know. Maybe I have to watch it again. I don't want to, but man, I don't know. Maybe everything else was so bad in the movie that I was just like, I don't even care about the special effects. Like I never laughed once about how bad the special effects were. I laughed at how bad the editing was, and sometimes there would be an edit that cut to a special effect that was like, what? Oh no, I lied. There is one bad special effect. There's one part where Ezekiel Sims falls off somewhere, and it's not really a special effect. It was just it was a very bad green screen, which means it's a special effect. But I meant like the actual CGI and stuff. There is that one. There is one, but I remember that was really bad. But also, you can get away with that because it was a vision at that moment. So it was like, okay, it looks a little odd. It was a vision though. Like you can use that excuse. I don't know. And this is a stupid video. I don't know. That movie fucking sucked balls. But it's one of those movies that I feel like people will be making videos of for the next few months, especially when it comes out in digital. You're going to see a lot of people make like reactions for it. And yeah, this is going to be the thumbnail for every one of those. It'd be like, like it because it's so bad. People are going to be like, what? This movie's so bad, it's funny. And here's which I'm not shitting on them. It's just you're gonna see a lot of those. It's gonna be a funny movie to watch as a reaction because of how bad it is. It truly is terrible. It's a terrible movie, and I understand why some people find it like boring, terrible, but I found it to be like engrossing how fucking awful it truly was. It really is embarrassingly bad. And I love it for it. I really do. I wish we had more. I wish the MCU stuff was that bad. I wish Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was that bad. It wasn't. It was just fucking really dreadful. But anyway, I think that's it. Bye.